Good evening and welcome to Off the Lip, the show about surfing and skateboarding. If you'd like to join the show tonight, give us a call at 831-479-1080. That's 831-479-1080. And now, here are your hosts for tonight's program, Neil Pearlberg and Terry Campion.
Good evening and welcome to the Off the Lip radio show on KSCO, broadcasting from Santa Cruz, California, the surf and skate capital of the world. I'd like to thank right away Dr. Douglas Hetzler, who chiseled my ears last Friday, both my ears, and without him, his whole staff, his nursing staff, this show wouldn't be happening. In fact, TCU be here fumbling around on this board.
Hey, you want to know something? You've motivated me to get mine done.
Here,
look at you.
If anybody can see, we're streaming live on the Surf Channel. Right here, I'm holding up the camera. The chiseled bone he took out of my ear.
Hey, you know what? What's great is look at you. You can hear.
I can hear.
How many days since you had your operation?
Friday off. Got out of there Friday at 1 o'clock.
So it's been
the weekend,
5 days.
Weekend, couldn't hear a darn thing. Then this morning he took a vacuum cleaner, pretty much his own tool, and sucked everything out of my ears, and all of a sudden I can hear.
Well, you remember when he was here, I said, is this a surfing epidemic? And he says it's not a disease, so we can't call it that. But he said that it is growing in the surf culture.
Right.
And people who are listening, I know Frosty had his ears done.
Frosty's had done, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But, people listening right now, if you have bad ears, because honestly, for me, it's kept me out of the water. And now look at you. You're doing great. I'm going to get my ears drilled.
You know what? They can't hear you.
I know, that's great.
The pain, it was very little pain. It was minimal after surgery. I think I just took one Vicodin, I left the rest on the side. He just Advil. Spent a couple of days without being able to hear. And then, right now I'm brand new.
And
I
so
can't surf.
Were you unconscious during this?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, that's just sad because
but you got the IV and stuff.
Got the IV, got the whole thing, the gas.
How'd the nurses look?
One was.
I knew you'd notice. So that's why I had to ask.
She's on Instagram too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She following us?
No.
Oh, okay. Not yet.
Is anybody?
Who knows?
By the way, our Facebook page. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Facebook page, Judah Jimbo, I think, blew up.
Oh.
1,000 and something.
Well,
so we're doing pretty good.
Jimbo in the social world is a
guru.
Gigantic human being.
He is.
Yes.
And I think Frosty's right behind him. Our guest tonight is the one and only legend himself. Frosty Hesson's in the house. Frosty, thanks for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it.
Glad to be here.
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
After your 5-week excursion to Mexico?
Baja.
To Baja? Surfing?
That's some of what I did. I started a new activity called land sailing.
Right.
So I took a boat with me, and I found some places to play.
What's land sailing?
It's not in a boat, but they call it that.
And what is it?
It has wheels.
It's a boat on wheels with the.
It's a triangular light aluminum frame.
How fast
with
does it go?
A big sail.
Right.
These things go 2 to 5 times the speed of the wind. So it's the same technology, a foil technology,
right,
that the America's Cup used. They came into George Olson years ago,
right,
got into land sailing and developed a foil, which is instead of having a sail, you've got the stationary thing, and
right,
it goes faster.
That's quick.
Faster. So the world record is like over 130 miles an hour.
How fast are you going in this thing? I just see your silver hair flying in the wind.
So, my butt drags, so I don't go nearly as fast as everybody else.
And it's extremely dangerous, too. I mean, it's kind of a stuntman accident.
Well, there's no brakes.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's like, are you on like the salt flats, like Bonneville type of thing?
Yeah.
That's got to be cool. That's got to be good. That's got to be fun.
It's I actually spent when I was younger. I had a friend who was into that, and it was terrifying. There's times when it's almost like when you first kite sail.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing about getting older. You can't hear, right? We've already established that, and you can't see. So what does it matter?
Okay, one of the reasons you're back here because the Surf Channel, who we all this equipment we have in here streaming live on, said you got to get Frosty back and talk about the movie. Because the movie's a big deal for the Surf Channel. So we got a.
Were we not streaming last time?
No, we weren't streaming. Last time Frosty was on, we were barely hanging on.
There was one microphone we all had to share.
Right. MZ's going. You got one foot out the door, 1 foot of banana peel.
Recording on a cassette tape.
Yeah. It was pretty bad. So, how's your life changed since that movie came out? Is it there's been a lot of changes since.
So yesterday, Monday, the holiday.
Right.
I spent time at the contest working with kids and
Santa Cruz Longboard Union.
The little kids, Menahunis and novices, which is my joy. And so then yesterday was just a kickback day.
Right.
And I got a knock on my door because I'd been gone. I had to pay bills and do other normal stuff. I've got a lot of house cleaning to do. So I got a knock on the door, and my neighbor came on over, and he's like, hey, you got to come on outside. There's some girls here. Little crew of girls, like 6 to 12 years old.
Right.
And so I came on out, and I talked to them because they were just, we want to talk to you.
Right.
And so I did 3 groups of girls yesterday that came up at different times when I was moving around. And sometimes my brother-in-law was asleep in the driveway not that long ago, and 3 boys came on up, and they very patiently waited because I could see them, and I was further back in the driveway, and we were talking. Sue, her sister, and I were talking, and so I just kind of kept an eye out. And so in about 10 minutes, Pat opened up his eyes, and he's like, hey, can I help you guys? And I go, are you Frosty? He's like, no, but I can get him out here for you.
Right.
And so kids stop by all the time,
right.
And they have a huge variety of questions to ask.
Right. It's funny because I'm driving here tonight. Well, first of all, I got to rush to Dr. Hessel's office to get my ears sucked out again. But as a voicemail, and
beach. They get up, dark 30, go to the beach, hang out, have hot chocolate, watch the waves, surf or not.
Right.
And they've created this bond that's unbelievable. I hear many, many stories like that.
And so the stories that you've heard about that, have you written those stories in the book that you wrote? Is that part of the book that you wrote?
No, no.
Something, can we talk about the book for a second?
Sure.
Okay.
The book was written before
the movie
I
apologize. And can you tell us about the book? How's the book doing, by the way?
The book's doing really well,
okay.
And it's finally available on ZolaBooks.com.
Right.
And that's actually a functioning company now, which it hasn't been up until now.
Okay.
And so I'm surprised. I get checks. I'm happy.
Do you think that are you going to do a follow-up book with some of the stories that have materialized from that movie? Because I think a lot of people have bonded from that movie. You see that movie and you feel everybody. Yeah. I think even if I've seen the movie, I don't know how many times, you feel a part of it because you surfed it or you walk down that street. You feel a part of that movie.
Right.
We all do.
Well, it was interesting. I honestly, I didn't want to see it, and I'm just going to be honest because I lived next door to Jay.
Sure.
He grew up. I lived on 36th Avenue, and I knew Jay, and I knew the story. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to see how it would be represented. They did a great job.
Right.
And I didn't think that.
On the phone right now, we have Francis from Watsonville. Francis, you there?
Yeah, I am. How you doing?
We're doing good. How you doing?
Good. I just heard Frosty talking about kids. My son attends Lynn Scott Charter School in Watsonville, and Frosty came and talked to the kids. And there were signs up for days on all the windows, "We love Frosty, we love Frosty." And I just wanted to let you know. My son missed him because the 8th graders were on a field trip, but he certainly was well received and appreciated at Lynn Scott School.
Thank you, Francis, for giving us a call. We appreciate you letting us know. Thank you very much.
So Neil will follow up on that. I love to make appearances at school. So when I do make an appearance, if it's a radio or television, even print, if I'm out doing print, I try to reach out to the communities in that, the schools in that community, and let them know that I would love to talk to anybody that's interested as far as the kids go.
Okay, and then get a hold of you. How can they get a hold of you if somebody wants to do that? Best way?
Wow.
Email?
I've never done this before.
Oh. Here we go.
Get your pencils out.
Get your pencils and pieces of paper out.
Please make them honest request. Van Frosty, all one word, all small case. If you run spell check, it's going to want to capitalize and separate it and make it 2 words. So small case, one word, VANFROSTY @gmail.com.
Thanks, Frosty. We have Mike from Watsonville calling in. Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Yeah, hey, I've had that same problem. You know, the hearing problem?
Yep.
where you got to press the phone real close to your ear to hear anything?
Yep, that was me. Go see Dr. Hetzler, Mike. He's going to take care of yours for you.
Hey, I went through the vacuum cleaner thing, in the ears that you were talking about. That lasts for about 2 months,
Well, I'll tell you what. It was better. They're better now. I'll take 2 months of my ears being fixed, and we'll see what happens after 2 years. We're going to move along, Mike. Thanks for giving us a call there. I appreciate it.
Hey, just something about the kids. His name's Frosty.
Right.
To a kid, that's probably one of the most welcoming names you could have. I mean, if his name was Demon or something, it would be a little different, And so, it's Frosty. You got to smile.
What's the phone number for people to call in, TC? You know what it is? 831-479-1080.
I got the 1080 part.
So were you worried?
Call here?
TC, were you worried about maybe doing the board tonight if I wasn't going to be here?
No, not at all. I was ready to go.
You ready to go?
Sure.
Perfect.
Yeah, kidding me? I know how to run that stuff.
So, Frosty, how's...
Yeah. Spoken like a true surfer.
The paddle out. I need to talk about the paddle out with Zoof because that's another part of Pleasure Point. That was a first, I think, a paddle out for somebody that was still with us. That was
everybody should do it.
Right. When you guys that night when everyone gone home, how did that make her feel? Did she say? Could you share with us how she felt that night with you?
Well, let me go through the process.
Thank you.
All of this came about in like 5 days. So we were asked, would you guys be receptive? Absolutely. And I had been very concerned about, okay, I know her demise is coming. How am I going to keep it together? And there was no answer because I couldn't. I knew I couldn't.
Right.
And so this was an approach, and it was like, okay, I can do this. This I can do. And so I was pre-thinking and going, okay, well, what's going to happen? And it's like, well, what's going to happen is Zoof is going to, she's lost so much weight. I think had lost 40 pounds, 50 pounds by that point. And so she had no fat. And so being in the water for hours was just like, it's not going to happen. Right. So I'm like, hey, babe, I need you to realize when I see you getting cold, I'm going to pull you. And she's like, well, that's not happening. It's like, wrong guy. I'm going to pull you. So, and she was like, wrong girl, not happening. Not unusual for our relationship. Right. So she said, you're a smart guy, figure it out. And I'm like, oh, terrific. So I did. I thought about how we should do this, and what I realized when I started viewing it was there's going to be a lot of people that can't get in the water anyway, for whatever reason. And so I said, what we want to do is make the emphasis on land. And then we'll split out and go out in the water. And that worked out great. My next concern was, okay, she's going to pick up on all of this energy. She's going to go so high, right, and then she's going to crash.
Right.
And I don't know how I'm going to deal with that. And, what's going to happen? Well, what happened is she did. She went really high. And she drifted down over like 4 days. And I think it prolonged her life.
Good. Yeah.
I mean, that's how powerful that event was.
It was an injection of adrenaline almost from all these people.
Well, it was an injection of love.
Right.
Well, I think everyone felt that way.
Yeah.
Right. I think it lifted. I think a lot of people will live more because of that day.
Okay. You're listening to the Off the Lip Radio Show here tonight with our very, very special guest in the house, Frosty. We'll be right back after this commercial. Thinking of a vacation in Santa Cruz? Then contact Beach Nest Vacation Rentals at 831-722-0888 to make your reservation. The very best local vacation management company with their staff will take care of the tiniest of details to better your memorable Monterey Bay holiday. They are pet friendly with a choice of homes on or close to the beach in Santa Cruz and the Central Coast. For further information, go to beachnest.com or follow them on Facebook.
Aloha Island Grill, corner Portola Drive and 17th Avenue, featuring mouth-watering plate lunch. We're proud to celebrate 10 years of serving the Santa Cruz community. And we'd like to send a shout-out to Neil and TC for doing a great job for over a year here with their Off the Lip radio show. We're open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. till 9 p.m. Visit us on the web at alohaislandgrill.com. Like us on Facebook. For to-go orders, call 831-479-3299. Congratulations once again to Neil and TC for 1 year on the air. Aloha Island Grill is a proud member of Think Local First.
Hi, this is Steve Pereira, the beach guy in Santa Cruz, California. And here's the brains of the outfit.
I'm Diane Pereira, Mrs. Beach Guy.
We've been selling beach properties since 1982. Come find the coastal vibe here in Santa Cruz.
We'll help you find the perfect home or sell your home. We love what we do. We want to help you.
So call us at 831-425-SAND. That's 425-7263.
Or find us on our website, www.lifesabeach.com.
We'd love to help you.
And we are back with the Off the Lip Radio Show, broadcasting from Santa Cruz, California. Here tonight with our very, very special guest in the house, Frosty. If you want to call in and ask Frosty a question, the phone number here is 831-479-1080. Again, 831-479-1080. This is the trivia portion of the show, brought to you by
Sand Dollar Ding Repair.
And Felix.
We love you, Felix.
We're Felix. Felix has got some kind of bash going on next week. Can't give out the details though, but
I'm going.
Looking forward to bashing it with it with Felix. Speaking of bashing, if your board's bashed, dinged, gashed, if it floats, if he fixes it, what do we say?
If it floats, he fixes it.
That's right. Go see Felix at Sand Dollar Ding Repair, 722-4060. Drop off your board, O'Neill and Freeline. He'll fix your board. He's the best.
He wrote the book.
And the trivia question tonight is, what's the prize? I got no prizes.
The prize today is going to be a skateboard deck from the Santa Cruz boardroom.
Ouch!
A deck off the wall. And here we go. You ready for the question?
Uh-huh.
Last week, we had Jimbo Phillips on the show.
That was a great show.
He brought his son. What is Jimbo Phillips' son's name?
831-479-1080. Caller number 3 gets a brand new skate deck off the wall from the Santa Cruz boardroom.
Which, by the way, you gave his son his first paid art commission.
I did. I gave him his first gig.
Yep.
Paid him $50.
And the rest is history. I heard the price is $100 now.
I know. This is expensive. This portion of the show is brought to you by... So let me rattle off some local names. Speaking of local names, the Big Wave World Tour. Okay? 12 guys picked for the Big Wave World Tour. 6 of them from Santa Cruz. It is the 50% Big Wave World Tour.
How many are from Huntington Beach?
Zip. San Clemente?
What do you know? What do you know?
Hawaii?
I don't know.
I don't think so. Is there one? I don't know. 6 from Santa Cruz.
Wow.
Congratulations, guys. You know who they are. Well, very well done. And some other local names. Homer.
I got a question.
What?
Does it have anything to do with Peter Mel running it?
Maybe. I don't know. the commish. The commish may have his finger in the pie. We have... Oh, wait a minute. Is this a phone call? Is Brian a phone call for me, Chris? Okay, we got Brian on line 1. Hey, Brian, how you doing?
Hey, good. How are you guys?
Good, buddy.
All right. Hey, I wanted to just call and ask a question of Frosty.
Sure.
Go ahead.
As a guy, who's a big mentor in town and talking with the kids and all that, what do you think of all the animosity that goes on in the water? I know some of us lose our cool out there and whatnot. And then what do you think about the perpetuation of that animosity by other role models? I know, not to name names, right? But of course, Rat Boy is an interesting character from time to time again. So I just wonder, what you think about the future of surfers in terms of, keeping up with that love that we were just talking about, having these paddle outs, the community awareness. Is it okay? Is it something we should address, or just whatever? I'm curious what your thoughts are.
That's a good question, Brian.
I think that you live who you want to be. So I think that's a real simple statement.
All right. Do you think we owe it to the future generations to try and be good role models?
I do. That's how I try to live.
Yeah, me too, man. All right. Well, thank you.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate you giving us a call. Nick from Royal Oaks on the phone. Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Nice. I had 2 questions, and why not? Gerard Butler had a big wipeout out there.
Yes, he did.
Is any
earlier in the year, and he was going, come on, man, let's go. One more run. I'm like, no. Dude, think about it.
Bob tried to talk you into
That's good stuff.
It's like, Bob, there's 75 guys just around our area, right? There's 6 guys on the world tour, right? So it's like there's 75 guys just from our area that are like in shape, young, ready to charge, qualified. Are we going to get some waves? Yeah, they're going to be generous and probably give us a wave or two. But there's not 75 waves that come through in a day. We're gonna jump in on their deal? I don't think so. I don't want to do that. I know other places to go surf.
Well, there's a spot halfway there that's going to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to drive all that far.
Well, there's even north of there. There's a spot.
When Gerard Butler got rolled out there at Mavs,
yeah,
would you give him one of those frosty laughs to go, "I told you so"?
No, not directly, because I had been there that day and I left to go surf other places. Really fun, and but one of the things that he came and he asked, he was really great. He asked, he said, "Hey, can I come and hang out and get to know you and learn how to play you?" And it's like, yeah, sure. So he was asking, and he's like, I want to know what it's like to experience that wipeout. No, you don't. No, I really would. I'd like to know. No, you don't.
You don't.
Trust me. And so we went through it, and I looked at him and I said, well, no, you don't.
Is that what he said?
That was what he said. No, you don't.
Was that because Brock Little was water safety for that movie? Was Brock out there when that happened?
I'm not sure anymore who was there. Peter was there, Greg was there, Zach was there, and they all saw it. And it was one of those situations where you got to man up. This is it. So man or woman, this is what's going to happen. And I have to say that because Dr. G is so awesome, and the women surfers out there.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
We all agree on that.
On the phone right now, we have Bill from Florida. Hey, Bill, how's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. How's life in Florida right now? Not sunny, warm? No, it's dark out. It's warm. How are the mosquitoes?
Yeah. They're just getting going now. That time of the year.
Nobody ever talks about the mosquito.
It's a state bird of Florida. It's a mosquito.
It is.
Do you have a question for Frosty, Bill?
I know just from the movie and stuff. I did see the movie and just the history of all of that. Then I caught the program tonight and started watching.
Very cool. Now, do you have a question, though?
Actually, I was calling. I missed the question about the winning the skateboard deck. I was busy trying to call. Yeah, I missed the question.
Oh, well. Call back next week. You're getting, maybe TC will offer you another one. Thanks for giving us a call. I appreciate it. And give our love to the Floridians. See you, buddy.
All right. So I got to give away a skate deck next week, too.
Somewhere in Florida.
We'll give him another chance. So if he's listening to tonight's show, he'll have a great chance to win trivia next week.
By the way, speaking of the Mels, this portion of the show is brought to you by the Mels Surf Shop, Freeline Design. Been around for 40 years, serving the needs of the surfing community of Santa Cruz. Stop by the shop, 1 block from the beach at the Hook, and check out the true surf shop with history.
John Mel just got back from a month in Hawaii.
Yeah, everyone's getting back from a month. Month here, month there. Frosty's back, Baja for a month.
I'll take Baja over Hawaii anytime.
So, TC, what do you got?
Well, I was, while we have Bob Pearson on our minds, he said that some of those boards that are left over from the movie, he got one. Did you get one of those boards?
I got a paddle board.
From the movies?
Yeah, has my name on it.
Oh,
That's very
nice.
cool.
That's cool because there was like 300 boards floating around. Is sort of what I think Bob said.
No, I think there was 178.
Was it? Yeah, that was a great number of boards.
Yeah. Right.
And how did you get that? Who gave that board to you?
I asked Brandon Hooper, one of the producers, if he could make sure. I actually asked for 2 boards, one for Zoof and one for me.
Nice.
And I got one. I'm happy.
Did you have a hand in the script, or did they come to you and you wrote the script with them, or was it something how did the script come about for that movie?
The movie, it's very interesting how a movie works. So the script was rewritten every day, which was incredible.
It's changed every day.
That's how fluid it is. And so there's a collaborative effort by a number of people, and they go, no, we want to take it in this direction, and let's kind of do this. And so
Who had the final say?
That's done in the cutting room.
Okay.
So it's really interesting.
But did you know that that's not right? This is right. This is what happened.
Well,
you had to keep it somewhat to the story. Correct?
That's why I was on site all the time. Okay. And so we wanted to have a solid essence of, and I knew the story was going to drift from the real story, and it needed to because, there are people in our community that would love to have watched 6 or 8 years of going to the movie every night, and but you have to condense it, get it down to an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Right.
And so they did a great job. What was the way it evolved out is I was asked to come down to Southern California, and they wanted to talk to me, and they said, yeah, a couple of hours. And what ended up happening is that couple of hours turned into 14 hours over 2 days. And that's how the movie was developed.
Okay, cool. On the phone right now, we have Gloria from Watsonville. Hey, Gloria, how you doing?
Oh, hi. This is for Frosty. I watched the movie several times, and I just want to confirm, was that you on the scene where there was this boat, in the boat? Was that really you?
No, that's Brandon Hooper.
Oh, okay. So did you have a part in the movie?
No, I declined.
Oh, you did? Okay. Well, it's a pleasure talking to you. I've watched the movie, and I'm an older lady, but ever since I watched that movie, I've just listened to this show every Tuesday, and just to let you guys know I love your show, and great job, Frosty.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Hey, Gloria, you made my night. Thank you very much.
Gloria had the call of the month, I think.
Yeah, you got a call of the year. She got a caller of the year.
Yeah, that's nice, Gloria.
Gloria, you are the caller of the year. Congratulations. You win a free something. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Gloria.
Just listening to you guys, I love it. Thanks.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Wow, what a nice lady.
Yeah, I hope MZ's listening to that. We got a fan.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Hey, Frosty, this is Nick from Save the Waves here. I'm just hanging out in the studio, kind of listening back. But I just got to say, I travel a ton. And after that movie came out, I was like in Bali and all over and had people come up and be like, "You're from Santa Cruz? Oh, do you know Frosty? I love that movie." Like guys that are just, like huge guys like, I don't want to admit this, but it really made me cry. And so just thinking about that, when they were in production and they shut down the whole East Cliff, and I was kind of grumbling about it, when it actually came out, I think it did a lot for the community. And that was really cool. And then to have people all over the world be just like extra stoked on Santa Cruz was a huge step for the movie. So, I got to say thanks for that.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I have a store. So people come in, oh, Frosty? And I won't say it on the air, but I go, yeah, you want to go see his house? I was like, I got the Hollywood tour book right here. I know where he lives.
Is that you driving the double?
You're the guy. I'm like, yeah, just go right down the street, say hi.
Yeah, we know where Frosty lives. Well, he's giving out his email tonight. Maybe he's going to give out where he lives, too.
Well, hey, give it to him, man. If you go into the schools, I'm involved in schools, too. I know those kids, they are little sponges, and your message can change a life. So that I think that's one of the coolest things that you're doing.
I had a conversation with my daughter who goes to University of Texas in Austin, and she was having a rough time, and we were talking about how you want to structure your life and do something with it. And I said, when I was just about ready to enter high school, I had decided my life would be a success if I could positively influence one person.
Right. Excellent.
Turned out more than that.
That's right. Frosty, your favorite decade of surf was?
Oh, I have to go to the 60s.
Okay. At the point.
The 60s, I think, anywhere.
Anywhere. And who inspired you growing up surfing?
Oh. His name was Bill, and right now his last name eludes me. He grew up in San Francisco. He's actually, he went to Santa Barbara and worked for Owl Surfboards Glassing, taught me how to glass, and was in the movie Hollow Days.
Okay.
Showed me...
Okay, we're going to go to commercials. Maybe you can remember Bill's last name. But before we go to commercial, this portion of the show is brought to you by Drug Free Solution. Offers a solution for heroin and opiate addicts. Their detox method is an app, and it only takes 3 freaking days to get off that stuff. You can then move on to the 9-month home program to cleanse addiction from your life physically, mentally, and emotionally. Learn more at drugfreesolution.com. Follow them on Facebook. This is Neil TC with the Off the Lip Radio Show, broadcasting from Santa Cruz, California. We'll be right back after this commercial.
Hey, this is Susie from Flip Flop Shop Santa Cruz with a special offer for the Off the Lip Radio Show listeners. Now through April 15th, get 10% off when you mention the Off the Lip Radio Show and how much you love Neil and TC. We've got some great new styles and brands for spring, Sanook being one of them. Happy, friendly, and fun. Check it out. We've listened to our customers. You guys have asked for arch support sandals. We got them. Bionic. You've also asked for larger sizes. Now carrying 17 in selected brands and styles. Protect yourself with Sunny Sunbum Sunscreen. Flip Flop Shop Santa Cruz. We are located 1528 Pacific Avenue, downtown Santa Cruz. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Come join the fun at Save the Wave's 8th annual fundraiser, Life is a Wave, Friday, May 30th at 111 Minna in downtown San Francisco. Help us honor Chilean big wave surfer and Patagonia ambassador Ramon Navarro for his environmental work. Enjoy live music from Afro Samba sensation Sambada and top DJs. Win big in our spectacular live and silent auctions, all to raise money for Save the Wave's environmental programs. Buy tickets and get more info at www.savethewaves.org, and we'll see you there.
Hey, Off the Lip Radio, going nationwide. Neil, TC, I want to put my support out there for you guys, and thank you all for supporting People's Coffee. I'm Kurt, the owner here. We're on the corner of 17th and Bromer in Live Oak Plaza. Wow, we just made 7 years, so we're here to stay. We're not going anywhere. We put out an amazing cup of coffee. If you haven't been down to check us out, take a moment. We don't disappoint. We care about your happiness. People's Coffee, corner of 17th and Bromer. We will not let you down.
Hi, it's Julie.
And Simon with Toyota of Santa Cruz.
How are you guys tonight? Hey, let's keep this short and sweet. If you want to get the best deal on any Toyota, new or used, come to Toyota of Santa Cruz. And remember, our service department's open 7 days a week, so it's parts and our shuttle. So we will take care of you. Just come in and buy a car.
Come down and check out our certified pre-owned center. We have a huge selection, one of the largest selections of pre-owned cars in the Santa Cruz County. If you're looking for Tacomas, Prius, Camry, we have them. We have a huge selection. So one place to go, drive them all. We'll make it real easy for you. Come down and check us out.
If you don't want to get off the couch and drive down to the dealership, start shopping online at SantaCruzToyota.com. Then come and see me
or Simon,
and we'll take care of you. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Just kidding.
Back with the Off the Lip Radio Show on KSCO. Thank you, Julie from Toyota. By the way, Julie is open. They got bulldozers and whatnot going on. The dust flying, but she's giving away cars. Also, that last commercial from People's Coffee. If you go to People's Coffee,
right here in our backyard in Santa Cruz. So we're this year going to be honoring big wave surfer and Chilean coastal activist and Patagonia ambassador Ramon Navarro. He's coming all the way from Chile. And it's awesome. He's worked with Save the Waves for a number of years. He's a fantastic guy, and most people don't know his story and his commitment to his community down there and keeping the coast of Chile as it is now. It's really impressive. So we're psyched to have Ramon. We've got the local band Sambada is going to be playing. So for folks in Santa Cruz area, we all know Sambada. That's going to be awesome. We've got the live and silent auction that's going on to help us raise funds. And we got some cool stuff. So if you're into, staying on the North Shore at the Billabong House for a week, come up and bid on it. If you remember Ramon's huge barrel at Cloudbreak, he's bringing that board up there. So it was about 2 years ago. He just had the most epic wave of the most epic, memorable session at Cloudbreak. So come up and join us.
And you get tickets. Where can you get tickets at?
You can go to our website, www.savethewaves.org.
Okay. And how much are they?
$35 for general admission and $100 for a VIP. You can get in and mingle with these guys here and meet Ramon, meet other Patagonia ambassadors, big wave surfers. They're all going to come out because, it's the big wave surfing community is a tribe. So when Ramon comes from afar, people are going to flock to see him there.
Cool. Very cool.
Just a quick question for Nick, because I heard you speaking to Frosty earlier about some Baja stuff you guys are working on. So maybe you can just give us a little quick play-by-play on that.
Yeah, there's, one of the things that we do is really look out for surf spots around the world. And so when there's a major environmental threat to one of the surf spots, we try to get all the information together and respond. So we're working in a number of places in Baja. The one we were talking about was San Juanico, or Scorpion Bay, as most people know it. And there's kind of there's a potential major threat from mining interests there. And so we want to get to the bottom of it and then react accordingly, because obviously that's one of the gems of Baja that we we absolutely can't lose.
Right. Okay, cool. On the phone right now, we have Scott from Carlita. Scott, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
How's it going, buddy?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Just
going good.
Just hanging with Frosty. We're living the dream here.
Yeah, a couple of points. Let's face it, the movie was weak. It was really kind of B-rated, I'd say.
Okay.
Another point, Frosty. I enjoy watching him surf. Great surfer.
Yeah.
I like being on the water with him. I think this movie and all the attention to Pleasure Point is not good.
Okay.
I think it's made it a crowded spot already, more crowded. I think surfing has been sold out to commercialism. I don't like it. I think a real mentor is, guys that climb to the top of the pecking order over decades of, hardcore surfing. And, we've got a lot of kooks with an attitude now, and it really makes me sick.
Thanks for calling, Scott. We appreciate it.
That's about it. You're welcome.
We appreciate you giving us your word there, and call back again soon. Appreciate it, man.
All right.
So, Frosty, do you want to reply to that, or should we let that one go? Or
Well, I'd love to reply to it. And this is, Scott said that he thought the movie was weak. And my response when people asked me, what do you think of the movie? And I said, well, I lived that life. And it's an essence of. So that's what the movie is, an essence of. But when it's had the impact on kids and families that it's had,
right,
then I think that you have to say, what is it about and what moved these people? And was it a surf movie? It's not really a surf movie. It's got surfing in it, but it's a movie about a relationship between an older guy and a younger guy.
Right.
And kids love that because it gives them hope and possibility.
What did Zoof think of the movie?
She loved it.
What do you think Jay would have thought of the movie?
He'd love it.
Okay.
And for the same reasons. Because it moved people. Great art moves people. It gets an emotional response out of them. And there's an emotional response. So I couldn't judge the movie. I have to judge what people say about the movie. And there's certainly Scott's perspective.
I can see what Scott was saying, because it has got more crowded out there. I don't think it's the problem of Chasing Mavericks. It's just become a very, very popular sport into a place that we have a lot of staycations now. People are staying home, and look at the traffic here this weekend.
Well,
it was crazy.
I was very sensitive about the impact it would have. And I've noticed a tremendous amount of people at Pleasure Point. And I live at Pleasure Point. And I was very concerned. But this year specifically, I've done a lot of traveling. And what I've seen is there's a lot of people have finally figured out the ocean is like a way cool place to hang.
Right.
And so if you do what I've done, which is drive from Santa Cruz to San Francisco and from Santa Cruz all the way across the border, everywhere is packed.
Right.
It's not the 60s anymore. The number one surfboard manufacturer in the world is Costco now. And so, yeah. Are more people going to be surfing Pleasure Point? Yes. And if you don't like it, well, then that's time to go somewhere up the coast.
We
or
know
the
there's
beaches.
Lots of places.
Yeah, there's other places to surf. And
I think the impact that movie had on the youth is far outweighs what's going out here just at Pleasure Point.
And one other thing I'd like to say is, maybe there weren't any Academy Awards given out to that movie, but it's not the movie, it was the message. And that's, I think, more important.
Okay.
That's my take.
If you're listening to the Off the Lip Radio Show, if you're on the phone right now, Pete, hang on for a second. Boots, hang on for a second. By the way, Boots, thank you for the photographs. We'll be right back after this commercial, and we'll talk to you guys in just a second.
Chill Out Cafe on 41st Avenue, Santa Cruz is not just a block from some of the world's best surf, but it is also where you can go relax and order the tastiest grub before and after your sesh. Plump burritos, fresh salads, sky-high sandwiches, and a superb selection of hot and cold drinks. They have something for you. Go to chilloutcafesantacruz.com to view their menu, and to place your order to go, call 831-477-0543. Chill Out Cafe, where they roll the fatties.
Baby, you send me. The boys are back in town.
This is TC from the Santa Cruz boardroom. If there's one thing I know, it's that everybody listening wears shoes. Check it out. Santa Cruz boardroom has 3,000 pairs of shoes in stock from the best brands in the business. Nike, Adidas, Emerica, Lakai, Converse, Globe, and Supra. Come on down. Check out our 3,000 pairs of shoes. Pick up some new tread for your feet and be happy. Santa Cruz boardroom, 825 41st Avenue. Open every day of the week.
And we are back with the Off the Lip Radio Show, broadcasting from Santa Cruz, California. We're on Facebook, we're Instagram, we're tweeting. We are streaming live on thesurfchannel.com. We're on YouTube right after the show ends. We are on iTunes. We're on TuneIn Radio. This portion of the show is brought to you by Dogmatic Arts, Homer, Rocky, Ratboy, Nat Young, Dollar, Nell, all of them. Amazing photos of your surfer are for sale at Dogmatic Arts in Capitola. Stop in, say hi to Patrick. He will feed you. He's at Lighthouse Building down in Capitola, and he is one great guy. Thanks, Patrick, for your support of the show. On the phone right now, we have Pete from Santa Cruz. Hello, Pete.
Hey, Frosty.
Hey.
Hey, Frosty, this was really a treat. I really enjoyed the movie, but people need to realize it really wasn't about surfing. It was really about the message, and there was a great message there. And I'm going to tell people that if you enjoyed the movie, buy your book, because your book is even better. It's way better. Your book is beautiful, and I just want to thank you for that.
Thanks, Pete. We appreciate you giving us a call.
Frosty will send you the check.
Yeah.
Free borrow.
And on the phone, we have the great, the one and only Howard Boots McGee, who was kind enough to send me photographs of Frosty that I sent to the Surf Channel and used, and they blew him up. Boots, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Neil. Nice to be with you.
Nice to be with you, too.
And I'm glad to be on this show with Frosty, because he's a dear friend. Yeah, and, I wanted to say that, it wasn't really a surfing movie, although it had a lot of great surfing in it. What it was it was the Karate Kid that excelled, and it was because a mentor helped him along. And that was the message. And I wanted to say another thing. I saw this movie, and I've seen it about 6-8 times. I saw it at 35,000 feet, and I cried at 35,000 feet. That's all I got to tell you. That's how much of an impact it had on me.
Thanks, Boots.
Thanks, Boots.
Yeah.
Well,
Frosty.
we want you to see it at ground zero next time, okay?
I'd see it underwater. That'd be fun.
See it underwater. That's a good idea. Hey,
I think
Boots,
you did.
Hey, Boots, I'll see you in 3 weeks when I have to get I'm back in the water, buddy. Good to surf with you as always. See you soon.
Right. I'll see you in front of me. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Ooh, a little burn on the way out.
Frosty's always got, not Frosty, Boots is always he always has a needle.
Well, you just didn't see him back there.
I never see Boots never see Boots behind me. Would you make it interested in making another movie? And if so, is there a character in Santa Cruz or something else in Santa Cruz that we need to make a movie about, whether it be Jack O'Neill, Johnny Rice, or is there somebody else that we should approach Hollywood about?
Our community is filled with incredible characters.
That's why we have this. That's why we have this show.
It's endless.
It's ridiculous.
So, I'm very honored it happened to me, but that's also why when someone asked earlier if I was in the film, and it's like, no, I wasn't. There was only one scene that I was willing to do, and that was the paddle out scene, and I wasn't in that, and that was fine. But everything else they approached me on, it's like, you know what? I've already been taken care of, that everybody else needs to have an opportunity to fill a spot.
Was Jay depicted? I didn't know Jay. Okay, was Jay, TC, you knew him? Was Jay depicted how Jay was? Was it?
They did a really good job.
They did a good job with him?
I thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they've missed... My Jay rode dirt bikes.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they kind of skipped a few years to where he had other interests, whether it was free diving and some other things he was really into.
Yeah.
And so like him and I rode a lot of dirt bikes together. He got really into it to the point where the waves were good. We wouldn't surf.
Before we go to Charlie in Watsonville, if Jay was alive right now, what would he be doing?
Living the dream. He'd be surfing really large waves. One of the we would have been
Big
at
wave.
7 on the Big Wave Tour,
Okay.
and having a great time.
All right, Charlie from Watsonville. Hey, Charlie, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, buddy. Make it quick because we're coming to the end of the show, and so we just squeeze you in there.
Okay, you had asked Frosty if he'd looked up to anybody, and he mentioned Bill, who went to work for Owl Surfboards in
Right.
Santa Barbara.
Correct.
Would that be Bill Barnfield?
No, it was not.
Okay. Well, the other thing
Bill Watson. Thank you so much. Bill Watson was his name.
Okay, we got it. Bill Watson.
Oh, awesome. The other thing I'd like to say is that I've thoroughly enjoyed surfing with Frosty up the coast, and that is a man who is full of stoke at all times.
Well, thank you very much.
Definitely.
All right.
Definitely. Thanks for giving us a...
here and give somebody else a chance.
Thanks, Charlie. We really appreciate you giving us a call.
You know, we've had some really good calls tonight. Yeah, it's nice.
I think we would have had Frosty come back because we got chapter number 2, you know? Because there's a lot of people calling, a lot of people want to hear his story and tell him to say thank you.
I wanted to ask Frosty something real quick because you just got back from a 4-week trip to Mexico, Baja specifically, and there's been a lot of concerns in recent years of traveling down there. How was your traveling experience, and would you recommend people to travel in Baja?
I wouldn't recommend anything to anybody. You got to figure it out yourself. I don't want to bear that responsibility. I travel, this is how I travel. I travel Pemex to Pemex, and I'll try to come on up and do what I can.
Frosty, I want to say thank you from all of us on Off the Lip Radio Show, from the Santa Cruz community itself, and from every surfing community, for you sitting in that shed night and talking to us. I want to thank Nick Strong-Svedich for coming on the show, telling us about the party in San Francisco Friday night. This has been the Off the Lip Radio Show on KSCO, broadcasting from Santa Cruz, California. Once again, thank you, Frosty. It has been our honor, our pleasure for having you on the show. We'll see you next week.
Thank you very much.
Your source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. AM 1080.